and call this meeting, the special meeting of the Martin County Sanitation District to order. Today is Thursday, November the 30th, 2023. The time is 7:05 p.m. First item on the agenda is a review and consideration to approve the minutes. Everybody had a chance to review those. I'll make a motion to approve. Mr. Hensley makes the motion. Can I hear a second? Mr. Sloan seconds. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, number 3 on our agenda, treasurer's report. Tyler?
Yes, sir. Treasury report for the month of October. Total billing charges, 81,817. Gallons billed, 4.3 million. Customers billed 868. End of month accounts receivable, 96,048. End of month balance, operations account, 7,465.
Questions for Tyler on treasurers?
I'll make a motion.
All right, Mr. Sloan makes a motion to approve the treasurer's report. Can I hear a second?
Second.
Mr. Hensley seconds. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, 3B, other financials.
As you can see, payments received, for 23 compared to 22, 94. Previous year, 78. Outside of that, vendor debt continues to stay pretty
Stay steady at C3.
Pretty steady, some slight increases over the past few months, but, pretty steady there. Any questions?
Any questions for Tyler? Not, we'll seek a motion to approve the other financials.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Crum makes the motion. Can I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Sloan seconds. All in favor say aye. Any opposed?
Another 3 months in a row, we're on
No,
fire.
3 months in a row, man, we are. I said normally it's the water that we're, pumping up, but sanitation has been really good for about 3 months. I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah.
Speak that into existence, but it's,
On-
holy
on-
crap, yeah, literally. No, man, it's been good. All right, next item, is a review and consideration to approve payment of the bills. Can I get a motion to approve the payment of the bills?
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Sloan makes the motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Mr. Hensley seconds. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, Brian, anything on the sanitation side? We will speed on over to operations. Number 6 on our agenda, Tyler.
Starting as usual with the treatment side of things, pat myself on the back here, received my wastewater.
It's the only way you're gonna get it.
Good play, JP.
There we have it, class 1, treatment operator license on the wastewater side, so now I have both water, potable and wastewater, certifications, so that feels pretty good. As far as things at Tug Valley, still running well. Ronnie's doing a fantastic job there. Recently shared with a few people a great picture of a removal test that Ronnie does there, comparing the influent water to the effluent. And if y'all want to see it, you're more than welcome to. It's just an awesome representation of wastewater treatment, and especially how well he is doing there. Just an awesome picture to see. So, also at Valley, it just so happens some of the vendors that we commonly use, Citgo, Service Pump, and one other that's slipping me, Buchanan. They got new sales rep for the area, so they happened to visit Valley and went ahead and worked up some quotes on some items that we could use. So they're working on that now, maybe some things that we could look at for the coming year. At Inez, again, not a ton going on there. We continue to try and clean and make that place look as best as you can. We know the issues with it, but it's still a treatment plant that we have, and we're doing our best to take care of it. And
Any word on, when anything's coming in for us to make a difference?
yes, so we'll touch on that in just a bit, fortunately. So some good news coming soon there. Anyway, on the treatment side, that's all I have. We'll move to collections. Oh, chemical barrels, this ties in a bit to water too. I had to reach out to Division of Water to ensure that we were okay with disposal. As long as we have a receipt of disposal, and we're not just sending it to some guy who's gonna dump the residual in a creek, we're good to go. So I've been in contact with Huntington Drum. sheets out for the chemicals, just gonna check everything on their end and make sure that they're good for disposal. So hopefully we can get something moving there. That applies to the water plant and both wastewater plants as well. Anyway, back to collections, which I started on. Crews this week, or this past week, walked sections of Inez following, the gravity line to inspect cleanouts and manholes. They actually ended up adding, at the time, 7 previously unmapped and unrecorded cleanouts and manholes. I think that total's climbed over 10 now. Also found some on Turkey Creek from the nursing home down to the mouth of the holler there. That crew's doing a fantastic job. I'm really excited with the progress that they've made, in a ton of different facets of the collection system. Another big thing, we have, still a work in progress, but it is mostly working SCADA at 3 of our lift stations. So we're able to receive some information on pump run times, high level, low level alarms, lets us know if we have a pump issue, something that we've not had in the past. We're hoping that we can expand that to some other stations in the future as well, but for now, IGA, which is one of the Warfield side's major, lift stations, Riverside and Dempsey. And excuse me, Locust Street.
And I wanna interject here for a minute, and I can't stress to you guys enough how impactful it is to have passionate people who work hard and care about what they do. And it is hard to interview people and guess in 30 minutes if they're gonna be a great employee or just another employee. Well, we have a great staff. Right now, I think that we have one of the best staffs that we've had across the board in the 4 years that I've been here. But on the sanitation side, and this is not to knock on anybody that's ever been in these roles before, but hands down, the best crew we've ever had. And I mean, kudos to Tyler as well for working with those guys. Because I gotta tell you, aside from the major issues at Saltwell and Inez, your wastewater system is in the best shape it has ever been in. I promise none of you have ever heard the term SCADA and wastewater in the same sentence at all in the 4 years I've been here. Because we didn't even know it existed. But our current staff and our new supervisor, Michael Euler and Chris Ward and Ronnie Lowe, have just absolutely knocked it out of the park. Finding manholes we didn't know existed. Just this past week, potentially found 10 more customers that we believe are on sewer.
10
No.
more.
10 more?
10 or more.
10 or more.
Likely
right?
more.
Likely more. A whole line of customers. 2 of those customers are already paying for sewer. Or are gonna be, they may not got the bill yet, but they're getting one. They are absolutely knocking it out of the park. And I cannot say enough about how good of a job they're doing, over the moon about what's happening over there. And when we get the rest of the stuff knocked out tonight, and we get the pump in from Saltwell, and we get the money coming in for Inez wastewater plant, it's gonna be unbelievable how much better our system's gonna be. I'm that excited about wastewater right now.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, it's finally, Tyler, and you've done an outstanding job, man.
Yeah.
You really
Pat
have.
him on the back right now.
You're
close.
Give you one.
Here we go.
That's okay.
I mean, you and that team, I mean, like I told Craig today, I called Craig and I said, I was looking at the numbers and you can just see it. I mean, you can see it in the numbers, like it's insane, and, it's the best I've ever seen it look. And I've been looking at those things for 6 years now or whatever, that's the best I've ever seen that look, and well done. I mean, like, again, knock on wood, I don't wanna jinx us, but we're well done.
Moving in the right direction, it's certainly good to have some positivity on that side.
Yeah, we're not this close in a lot of ways.
And the-
on sewer.
And our society just doesn't give enough credit to the important lines of work.
Yeah,
No, they do not.
no.
No, I know when the lady in the Antarctic had to do surgery on herself, and the reporter said, what did everybody think when the doctor was sick and had cancer? And then she said, think I'm the most important person here? What if the water didn't work?
Mm.
What if the heat didn't work?
right?
You all have a very important job,
Sure do.
yeah.
But no, well done, guys. I'm Craig, back at 1,000%. It's just, there's such a difference.
Crew's doing
You
great.
know, the, electric goes off, a whole lot,
Mhm.
Yeah.
electricity goes out a lot. But you don't hear that much
Yeah.
aggravation on that, but you let the water be off.
It's on,
Yeah.
baby.
I know, it's true, isn't it?
That's,
It is.
I mean, it's just, you know.
So
Both
again,
sides.
you know, I can't say enough good things about that crew.
Yeah.
They're doing great work, and like Craig said, that's a great point. They have a real passion for it. They care about it. They wanna do a good job. They're not just here to collect a paycheck. They are invested in this system and in their jobs and learning and improving every single day. They're doing a great job of that. So back to it, we repaired a broken air release valve on the force main, from Blacklog to Sotwell that could have caused major issues at Blacklog. Crews were able to repair that in a matter of about an hour and a half. And this was no simple fix by any means. And in the same vein as that with Blacklog, they changed the motor oil and the gear oil in that station. Probably hadn't been done for quite some time. You know, that station is really not that old. I think 09, 08, somewhere around that. So it's something we need to try and take care of, you know.
Absolutely.
It's already down to one pump, so we need to take care of what we got certainly there. They also added some new locks and bolts on the service access doors to prevent unauthorized entry there. See, we have pumped Sotwell completely dry twice, or completely to the bottom, excuse me, to inspect and prepare for all pumps to make their installation. I had tried to call the president of all pumps today, was supposed to get an update. He did call me back about an hour or so before the board meeting, should have something tomorrow. I think as the schedule's going, not next week, but the following, should be installation, so long as the factory gets the pump here and we're able to move forward in. So really just waiting on that, but we'll have to pump the station dry again, probably the day before as well, to try to get some of that old buildup out of there. That way we can lower the H2S or hydrogen sulfide levels. That way if we need to make entry, they'll definitely have to make entry. They can do so safely. Of course, we'll have blowers, all the safety equipment to mitigate any issues, but we wanna make sure that it goes as smoothly as possible for them. So hopefully hear something on that in the morning.
And it's important to mention too, that, if it wasn't for Judge Lafferty in the fiscal court,
Yep.
Absolutely.
paying for the pump, at Saltwell, we wouldn't be replacing it right now.
It's fact.
Right.
So, we're grateful to the fiscal court support of our sewer system. We know that it stinks and we want to fix it desperately. And we're grateful that they were able to help us and pay for that pump so we can get it repaired, so
Yeah.
thank you to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to them on the regular, and they've been a great help, they really have. Anything else, Tom?
That's it. That's all I got. Any
So,
questions?
any questions for Tyler? Alright, if not, we're gonna move on to other old business here, number 7, and this, is the grinder pump non-compliant customers. I'm assuming this is the letter for a review that we'll be sending out. Tyler, Craig, Cassie, whichever one you guys, any comment on this, or just need to?
Yeah, this is the letter, this is the verbiage of the letter. Basically, you guys had requested that we give you a cost of, what it costs us to do, because we wanted to set, a fee, right, for every time we go out, what that should look like. And so, this is a 1 month, this is a total month at a grinder pump, the cost of pumping it, and the labor, pump, fuel, to get there, pump it out, and then dispose of it once we're done. So it's roughly just under $1,000 a month
For each
for
grinder
each
pump?
grinder pump.
That's ridiculous.
And how many of these do you have that have that situation?
Well, so remember that this grinder pump, policy that we've asked to enact is for customers that refuse to wire in their pump or do the things that they're required to do to ensure that the pump is working. Because we're coming to pump it every day, so why worry about it, or every other day? it's not a big deal, because we can't, you know, we can physically do something about the sewer coming out of the grinder pump. It's not that big of a tank. While we may not be able to do a whole lot about salt well, cause it's such a large tank getting so much sewer, we can these grinder pumps, so we're obligated to do so. So if it's coming out, we've gotta go deal with it. Well, if they know that, and we have no way of making them pay for that, they're just gonna keep doing it, right? So that's why we've requested the board, to approve and to set a fee for us to charge a customer that does not comply with the grinder pump agreement or the terms of the district's rules and regulations regarding installation of a grinder pump.
So, I think what we had discussed was sending a letter out, putting them on notice, you know, this is what we're gonna do, you have 30 days roughly, whatever Brian feels is needed to, you know.
The $1,000 is for a whole month.
That's for a whole month,
For a
right?
whole month, if we
So-
had to come
So
out,
if you break, and how many visits with that?
That's 3 visits a week,
Mhm.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday,
so that's what, 12 a month?
12 a month.
So that's the amount you charge?
No, we asked you to set a fee, and you said how much does it cost? So we're giving you a cost, because we don't wanna be the ones that set the fee.
So if,
Right.
it's roughly $100
Cause this is for the whole
Per
month,
visit.
so it's
Yeah.
your 12,
Is
you're
that
probably
per
5
visit?
times that they come out.
And
Yeah.
keep in mind that this
That's it, right.
isn't so much a make money for the sanitation district, right? As it is, hold the customer accountable
This
to
is
fix
for
the
the whole
problem.
month, like, this is what it costs us a month for one person, but they're going out 12 times and doing that. That's 12 times for,
Right.
But in 1 month,
In one
yes,
month.
of 1 month of
yeah,
that.
it's 1
So,
month, 1
that'd be,
person.
yeah, 1 month, 1 tank, yeah.
So that's basically $78.19 per visit.
Right,
roughly 100.
Roughly.
yeah.
He said roughly 100.
Yeah, well, we're rounding up.
And we're not asking you to charge them that, that's not what we're asking you to do, that's why we didn't wanna set the fee, right? We're asking you to set a fee that is reasonable,
That's a, yeah, that's.
I just think that we should,
do you have anything to add, Brian?
to me, and this isn't just me, what's reasonable is whatever it costs us to go pump it.
I agree.
So if it's, what I just say,
$78.19
$78.19 a month, then,
Not a month.
A trip.
or I mean, a
Trip.
trip, then it should be $78.19 per trip.
Right.
And we can give them 30 days to comply. And then, you know, hey, here's some time, here's what's gonna happen.
And this is, we're not talking about every time a customer's grinder pump goes out, we're talking about that 1 or 2 customers that refuse to wire up their pump or fix their
Oh,
problem.
okay,
That's
yeah,
right.
I see what you're saying.
Not the ones like the grinder pumps that are out, that we're just going
No.
and pumping on the regular, because we can't get a new grinder pumping
Right.
big enough to fix it.
People not doing it.
We're talking about people that aren't holding up their end of.
The problem
grinder
is,
pump
is not with our grinder pump, the problem is the electrical problem that they need a
Exactly.
breaker.
They need a breaker, they need to wire it in, they need to, you know, whatever it is that they need.
Breaker costs you $25, usually
Right.
probably for a 220 breaker, some 25, 30, now used to is 5 or 10,
Correct.
but I figured, I haven't bought one in a
And I
while.
think, that I know of, we only have 2 of those customers in our system right now that I'm aware of, is that right, Tyler?
I believe so.
But, you know, you're talking a couple grand a month, if they would just hook their stuff up, that saves us in cost and going out.
Right.
So, you know, to
Well, it's
me,
about-
I mean, if you're ever gonna those 2 houses, and that's the cost per month, it's a couple $1,000 a month, just for us to go out to those 2 people, because they won't fix their end of the deal.
Right.
So to me, that's fair, to me, whatever the cost is, and, I mean, that's fair, and then, you know, give them 30 days to comply, and if they don't, you start getting charged. Send them a letter, send it certified, make sure they sign for it, whatever Brian thinks is necessary, with the proper language, and then, to me, that's what you do.
You send it to their address and then, they don't have to, a lot of times they won't sign for it. And then it's just returned, but as long as that's been done, then that's.
Send it regular mail and certified mail.
Right.
Send it both ways.
If regular mail doesn't get returned, then it is legal to assume that we received by the recipient.
Okay. So, Craig, do you need us to make a motion, or Brian, do we need to make a motion to enact this policy?
Yes.
Alright, so what we're doing is we're seeking a motion, to enact the policy for the folks that strictly aren't taking care of their issue or taking care of their end of the grinder pump agreement. That if they do not fix their issue, that they will be charged per trip, $79.19 or $78.19 per trip, cause that is our cost. And then, you know, we'll seek to send a letter out, give them a 30-day written notice by certified mail and regular mail to comply, and if they don't, then they will start getting charged that fee, and if they don't pay it, are we allowed to pull,
We can disconnect their water
we can
service.
disconnect their water service? Are you guys okay with that if they don't do that as additional leverage? That would be the other piece, is that if you do not comply and you do not pay, then we're just gonna disconnect.
That's how it's done in
their
every utility, guys. If a customer doesn't pay their sewer bill, they lose their water service. It's the only means that you have to get a customer to pay their bill. And it's how it's done in every utility.
Everybody good with that?
And what if they say, well, give me some time to give my,
Well, if you
Fair
give,
support.
give them a letter.
We've had 30 days.
30 days, plus they've probably been in disarray for a while.
Right.
Yeah, so they got 30 days to fix it, and if they don't, then it is what it is.
But they've been warned before, right? They've been asked.
have they been warned here?
Of course, they've been asked,
Yeah,
of course.
and then I mean, I don't think that, you know, I think this is, and Brian, I don't know, I think it's a judgment call by staff, but if they are making a reasonable attempt to fix it.
Of course, and we always try to work with the customers that are making a reasonable attempt.
Yeah, just make sure that's
Absolutely.
documented, and,
Yep.
you know, and that's fine, but, so is everybody good with that? So Cassie, you have, I said a lot there. You're good, okay, alright, so you got that, so we're seeking a motion, to enact that policy, in the sanitation district.
So moved.
Mr. Hensley makes the motion, can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Mr. Crum seconds, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Alright, motion carries. Everybody good? He was pondering.
He had a ponderous stroke.
He did have a ponderous look.
He had
He
a
was like-
ponderous stroke. He was stroking the beard.
I just thought running through the head.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I get a third thought every now and then.
That tickled me, I ain't gonna lie to you. Alright, so number 8 on the agenda, other new business, the KIA grant assistance agreement. Craig or Tyler, one of you all wanna just do a quick
So
explanation?
A and B are part of the same thing. A and B are both part of the Cleaner Water Resolution, Cleaner Water Agreement. This is the grant assistance agreement, and that goes with the resolution. The resolution that gives us permission, the board chairman and myself permission to move forward with the cleaner water funding, which is $685,000 that is finally here to start work on the Inez wastewater treatment plant. I have a feeling you're all going to want to agree and approve
I make a
these
motion, that we go ahead with
resolutions.
this.
So we'll make a motion to approve our resolution so that we can move forward with the cleaner water, grant money.
Agreement.
Absolutely, can I get the motion?
He's.
Oh, I'm sorry, BJ, I didn't hear you. Mr. Sloan makes a motion. Can
No,
I
I
hear a
make a
second?
motion.
I didn't hear anything.
They're fighting over who's making
I
it.
said I make the
Come on,
motion.
boys.
This is a big motion.
Come on, boys.
Yeah.
And the money's
Mr.
here.
Hensley makes the motion, Mr. Sloan
I'll
seconds,
second.
all in favor say aye.
If
Any opposed? Alright, motion carries. Any reason to go into executive session? No, I'll need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Mr. Hensley makes the motion, can I get a second?
I'll second.
Mr.
Amazing
Sloan,
word.
all over